and welcome my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to our 8-card draw. What do we need shadow read for this full to new June 2023? I am your reader, Mars conjunct Leo rising, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, just crossed into 25 years in service for Drawing the Circle. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a link available to the Kindle version. You can click on it and preview it for free with the original version, which is a Fellini film festival, compared to the one on Kindle is over on Patreon. Some of my patrons, my subscribers, get that depending on which level they are subscribed at. But you know what? All of my subscribers across the board get three things in common. They get all the extended readings that I have ever done or will ever do, all the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. They get a daily check-in every morning, pretty much. It's rare I miss a day, with an unlisted YouTube live stream link. So we chat with each other. The tappy, they see me, but I think, right, it's lovely. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a meditation, a little something to send us on our way. And it is my favorite way to start the day because it sets me up for doing this in this moment and everything else required of me as president of Drawing the Circle Productions, a mystical artist and all that jazz. I love it. It is my favorite thing on earth. The third thing that they get is a significant discount with private sessions with me, in person, Zoom, spiritual counseling readings, all of that. There's a video about it. We'll talk about it at the end. But just to mention that Patreon has given us the ability to offer 7-day free trials. Right now I have our first level seeker of the 8 levels we have set for that. So you can click the link and check us out 7 days for free. But then if you become a seeker, you would get the exact same discount in private sessions. Just saying. We'll talk about it at the end. This is my last reading of the day. I want to knock this one out of the park. But if you can remember, click the link, check it out. And if you're drawn, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me now. Hey, how you doing? Let's have fun with this, but let's do the explanation for the new Leos and cross watchers, because we just don't want to drop them down into a shadow work read, right? That's only kind. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. An 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about really anything you want to tune into, sort of like a card a day kind of thing, right? Just do a cut like that, but 8 of them for a 2-week period, because in this case we're looking at a shadow read, the letting go, the releasing that happens from the full moon to new moon, the shadow reads. I also do the 5-card draw, beautiful, new to full, to plant a seed and help it grow. So you get the whole 28-day lunar cycle to time your magic, your rhythms, your creative and releasing, whoozy, what's this, whatever you want to call it. And as a Leo rising myself, Mars conjunct, I absolutely write down. I mean, I write it down anyway, right? Because I gotta type it in, right? When I'm making the video, that end of it. So I absolutely apply my shadow, my 8-card draws and my 5-card draws consistently. And, proof is in the pudding. I'm getting a lot done. It's lovely. So let's look at this 2-week period, because when the moon rides at her peak, then your heart's desire seek. Full moon. Enjoy the 3 days of the full moon, right? For 3 days after full moon, you've got that glow, right? You can go with it. Then usually is when the shadow work kicks in, the releasing, the letting go, the surrendering, the forgiving, which is so much fun, right? But it's clearing, it's weeding the garden so that you can plant a new seed come the new moon. So let's look at this. Full moon in Sagittarius, Saturday, June 3rd, 11:42 p.m. Eastern. Now I'll say right there's a trine, right? At some point, the full moon in Leo is going to create an astrological alignment called a trine, which is very harmonious. It's lovely when any like elements do that. 11:42 p.m. I've been saying the witching hour for me is 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m., a foot in each day, so to speak. So that will line up perfect for a little candle magic that night on a Saturday, which can be very lucrative, I will say that. 2 weeks later, we arrive at the new moon in Gemini, but there's some tricky going on this new moon in Gemini on Sunday, June 18th, happens at 12:37 a.m. Eastern, right? So got to wait till 12:37 to be in new moons. We're no longer in the dark moon. We're going to talk about dark moons, an intense one. And then it goes void, of course, at 2:24 a.m. So you have a window of opportunity if you want to do it in Gemini, or you can wait to catch the new moon vibe at 6:58 a.m. when the moon goes into Cancer. So, like I said, a little dicey, but Sunday is such a day of success that anything you cast for, plant a seed for, is already blessed. Just, keep it in alignment. In between those two dates of note, and this is a big one for us Leos, Venus goes into Leo on the 5th of June. So Venus moves through all of the planets pretty much within a year or so with retrograde. So, it's just our turn at it. So that's good to know. Pluto is going into Capricorn on the 11th of June, and that's cardinal. We're looking at fixed, so, there might not be, but if you have any planets that would be affected by a Capricorn placement, that might be important to know. And then this is going to be the tricky one. Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, our opposite sign. Now, I am Leo rising, so Leo rising heads up. Our opposite of that, the 7th house, then Aquarius is usually who we're attracted to in terms of romance and partnerships, right? 7th house Libra dynamic. So, it could be tricky. They could be going through something, but it might be affecting us. It is an opposition, but it's air and fire, which is complementary opposite. So it could be a good thing. You never know. And that happens on the 17th, right before the 18th of the new moon. So we're in a dark moon. Yeah, it's interesting, right? So, absolutely, I would say harness that Venus and Libra vibe on the 5th. So, look, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. You might have 4 different aspects of life that you are releasing. Shift one, they all shift a little. But that's why I work all 4, right? Just do the best that you can, because we're going to release this stuff eventually. And that's why I prefer the language of spiritual alchemy, particularly with the archetypes and the chakras. In between lead and gold, toxic and healthy, shadow and light, illusion and truth, fear and love, there are 3 obstacles, if you like, 3 atoms. Lead is heavier, right? So to release those atoms cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, transmuted, hence alchemy. And that is something that can be delayed but not prevented. It's just how it works. How many times we want to keep coming back. And really, as we shift from lead to gold, we walk a more golden timeline and take everybody else that we love along with us. And those that are not in the vibe won't be coming along. They'll be on another timeline. That's fine. That's what quantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Everybody has free will. But as fixed fire signs, we can pretty much be focused on what it is that we want. The fixed fire signs that we are. So, I think that's enough explanation, let's hope. Let's get to the divination, and both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, cross-watchers. You have the opportunity for insight, understanding, sympathy, and empathy, and even to apply, the archangel info, the healing mantra. There's a lot on the table that you could do in prayer, or maybe even in action, not inaction, to help the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers release what we have to release, right? To shine the gold that we are, and that includes me. Good. I think that says it. The shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point, so I suggest we go there ASAP. ASAP. Ready? Let's see if you're new. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Using the Caroline Mays archetype cards. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers watching this video drawn to this reading. Please, what is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, hovering over the heads of the Leo collective and the cross watchers, sending down the codes to all the chakras underneath it, shifting what we attract and what we repel, so we have the choice to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in developing the soul power, alchemizing our shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, and fulfillment of our sacred contracts of what we came in to do in this life, this full to new June 2023. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me. I was like 2 seconds away from a cackle there. Oh, the Femme Fatale. You know, this is in the title. Femme Fatale. You'd think a feminine family archetype, if there are 9 different categories, families, but it's not. She's wild card. This is not about biological gender at all, because wild cards can show up in any way, shape, or form. Written on the card is the shadow attribute, I call that lead. The light attribute I call gold, and there's a process, a percentage scale, if you like, from lead to gold. Now, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Obviously, I'm familiar with the Femme Fatale in my own energy field, let alone dealing with the billions of them I've had to deal with in my career as a gay man. Please, Morticia Adams. I mean, there's so Elvira. I mean, the archetype is everywhere. I mean, seriously, I live on Long Island, right? Plenty, particularly in the 90s and the 2000s. So the shadow attribute, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Been there, done that. Of the burnt black petticoat. The light attribute highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So if you can take it out of the framework.
I didn't understand that.
Apparently a lot of people don't. Did anybody else hear that? Was that just me? Was that the Femme Fatale archetype speaking, telling us even she doesn't understand it? That was great. Inappropriate use of sensuality, right? Attachment to money and power. Certainly, we've been there. But highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. If we could take that out of biological gender and see it symbolically for a moment, then we see the feminine is the magnetic. Everybody talks about the law of attraction. Well, if you're, as Abrahamics would say, if you're trying to wrestle it to the ground and kill it, that's, you know, that's more electric, let's just say, than magnetic. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected, however, is tricky. Because codependency is an ancient ego wound that's been passed down for millennia on this planet, right? So, you know, there are literal femme fatales that have walked this world since probably Jump, right? Most likely. So, what a wild card, literally, to start off with. Let's keep going. So that's in the satellite, beaming down the codes. Let's look at the next 4 chakras down, the feminine energy. Now remember, that is not a feminine family archetype. I know, but it's not. I know. So even if this is a major arcana card, if it's major arcana card, it's all 4 all at once. But this is what we need to be aware of in the inside world, and we may or may not share this with the outside world, but we're Leo, so what are the chances? Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, still point. Goddess override. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the south, please, please, beloved goddesses of fixed fire. 1 card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video. Perhaps you intuitively drew to this reading. What do we need to be aware of? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, internal vibe, yin, goddess energy to alchemize the femme fatale, this full to new. Ace of flames, the one of flames, the ace of wands in traditional tarot. The keyword here is creation, a spark. Well, that power of the feminine to attract is certainly lit by something within. I mean, a magnet, right? What is it? A magnetic force to a turbine, right? Like magnets, they spin around each other. There's definitely that element of fire. Perhaps an inspiration. Now, if we're going to place this in a chakra, I usually put that throat chakra. Spit, swallow, or chew, fire, willpower, choices, desires, stuff like that. This could also very much be third eye, right? That, ooh, I want that, right? You still got to make it to the 2, but it is an initiation, a beginning to at least initiate, right? Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like on the outer, the masculine energy. I need a nap. From the outside looking in at yourself, from the outside looking in at people, places, and things, your relationships in the physical world, including your relationship to yourself, and all that. Please take a nice deep breath. Still. God override. As I call upon my gods of fire. The sign of Leo, powers of the South, please. 1 card in clarity for the Leo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is your message? What do we need to be aware of to alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, with the Femme Fatale on the 8th creation on the inner? The masculine vibe, outside in, inside out, relationships in the world, this full to new June 2023. 10 of Cups, my true love card. The union of Eros and Psyche, the entire suit of cups from the Mythic Tarot, is about the true love tale of Eros and Psyche. With Femme Fatale, this could very much be a romantic read. Or a true love read. They're not necessarily mutually exclusive, right? It could be, but no, Femme Fatale, sensuality, right? Let's just inappropriate use of sensuality. I've been there. I'm got no shame about that anymore. I'm a witch. I'm allowed, apparently, particularly with my goddesses. Are you kidding? Look, this is powerful. This is cups running over. Now, again, a general read. This could be you from the outside looking in, just like, ooh, you're in a really, really good place and you're lit from within with at least an inspiration. But let's keep going with that, because yeah, that could be a one-on-one, a second chakra relationship, which would certainly bring it into the romantic sexual genre. Not that you can't have true love with other people in your life in that way, that ecstatic cup runneth over kind of vibe, but with Femme Fatale, you know what I mean? It just turns it a little bit, right? It's more Morticia and Gomez, if you're with me, but in a lit sort of way. I like it. All right, so we got our chakras on the table here. Very, very interesting. I'm in. So those 3 atoms, if we think of them as obstacles, then we can call upon Lord Ganesh, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. The Whispers of Lord Ganesha, Angelo Hartfield, is just wonderful. I really love this deck, and I've been cultivating, is the right word, a relationship with Lord Ganesh since I started drawing the Circle Productions in 1998. Before that, I was working at Borders Books and Music in Bohemia, and the book First Thunder came in from MSI, Maharishi Sadashiva Ashaya, and I met the Ashaya monks, a bunch of them, took their first sphere workshop. I eventually ended up taking all 5 spheres, and they were part of what I did before this reading, so, you know, Ganesh, let's call it a favor, shall we, and remove some obstacles, because I want to see what this is about. Ready? Right? Please take a nice deep breath. And he lets me get away with a lot because I'm fun. Still point. Ganesh, override. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles, god of success and prosperity in more ways than just financial, for sure. Please, beloved one card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video. Maybe you called them to this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help us alchemize the Femme Fatale, creation on the inner, 10 of Cups on the outer, this full to new? Nurture! Yay! It's baby Ganesh and his mom, Parvati. How lovely. Oh, I love this card. Nurture. I do love some nurturing. Now, self-nurturing inner child work is probably indicated here as well. But with the Ten of Cups, I mean, this is a very motherly vibe. So, you know, with the Femme Fatale, it's going to be very, very interesting thing to put in here. Card number 38. Whoop, just shot right by it. Nurture. Is this a 2-pager? Yeah, it's a page and a bit, but it's beautiful. Please take a nice deep breath. I love that card. Card number 38, Nurture. Focus on creating a calm and balanced life for yourself. Okay. Ganesha asks you to maintain a compassionate, nurturing, realistic, and down-to-earth attitude when it comes to collaborating with others and your present condition. Well, there's a Ten of Cups there. Maybe there's a bunch of people, right? That takes it out of the romantic context big time. Unless it don't. You can benefit from being more resourceful and practical. This is a time of slowing down and biding your time and resources. Now, I'm going to say the 5-card draw for Leos, because like I said, I do my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. The Whisper of Love, also from Angelo Hartfield for the element of water, was slow down. And the mantra was, I will feel better once I get the rest I need. So it seems like a continuation, if you ask me. This is a time of slowing down and biding your time and resources. Deal with any issues as they arise and brainstorm practical and easy solutions that will fix the problem with minimal drama. I know, it's a challenge, Leo, but that's why it's shadow work. Without drama. Be careful of giving too much without regard for your own needs. If you have been feeling exhausted or have been prone to illness, you are invited to stop doing so much for others and do more for you at this time. And you know what that sounds like? That sounds like Saturn retrograding in Aquarius, our opposite sign, is exactly what that sounds like, and that would probably be in a one-on-one relationship. Do not seek empowerment by doing for others from a place of needing acknowledgement. Well, okay, Leos, we might be a little guilty of that now and again. Empower yourself by nurturing yourself, and then from a healthy place help others. Okay, that's balance, it's healthy. Learn to nurture and to create occasions for others to grow by offering a safe, accommodating energy, and put others in quotes, because that might be one or more, right? As your life comes more into alignment with your soul purpose, you bring this nurturing and unconditional love beyond your immediate surroundings and out into the world. The female figure in this card is Ganesha's mother, Parvati. She represents a strong female figure in your life that you may look to for extra support and guidance. This could be any female role model, friend, or acquaintance that you find yourself drawn to at this time. Alternatively, Parvati can also represent a part of yourself, especially when so much of your time is spent focusing on the nurturing and caring for others. There we go. Right? So this could be really interpreted in a lot of different ways. But remember, it's the Femme Fatale we're dealing with here, and nobody says that a mother can't be a Femme Fatale. And vice versa. Morticia Adams just seems to be the most dominant in my head right now, but there are more, way more, right? I'm so into it. Okay, all right. Parvati, nurture. So this is taken on a gentler mode, because also just even to nurture the creativity and our own heart, third eye, crown vibe as our cups gush. Ten of Cups gush. Because it's my channel, not yours. Okay, let's call upon the archangels though, shall we? Everyone has archangelic access. Your higher self is called a guardian angel in some traditions. A bunch of guardian angels create an archangel, and they keep, well, really it's the other way down. It comes from the one and keeps subdividing like divine mitosis, your tosis, our tosis, we tosis. So, you know, you belong to an archangelic collective. I just know who mine is. It's written in my name. Let's ask them, because they only come if you call. They're nice like that. They don't show up uninvited. But like, help will do, but maybe we could do something before we get there. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Archangelic override. As I call upon the pantheon of archangels for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. watching this video drawn to this reading, please, beloved archangels, who is the archangel assigned to this, waiting in the wings, with their wings, ready to swoop in and help the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers alchemize the Femme Fatale with the Ace of Flames and the Ten of Cups, removing obstacles with nurture, this full to new. It's Sandalphon. Oh, wait till you see him. No, just tell me. Tell me he don't look like a Leo. Come on, look at him. Oh, tall, blonde with long hair. Let's nurture. Okay. They're hot. They are, you know. The archangels in general. Sandalphon. Lovely footwear. He's hot. He's a sweetheart. And he absolutely can take a physical body here, there, and everywhere. And his keyword is prayer, which also rhymes. Welcome to my world. Okay. Ready? Prayer. Prayer is my #1 art form, my favorite one. Ready? Sandalphon, prayer. The angel who truly links heaven and earth, Sandalphon, is known as the tallest angel. Yeah, don't wonder. I think he's hot. I like tall. I'm already like 6'1", so, you know, I like tall. So gigantic, in fact, that it is said to take 500 years to travel from his feet to his head. I mean, but he could just, like, pick you up and, like, all at once. But that might, you know, buckle up. I do like tall blondes. I should have seen my first boyfriend. Like his twin Metatron, Sandalphon is one of only 2 angels who previously walked the earth as a human. He was the prophet Elijah. Woof. He is charged with looking after our planet and taking our prayers to God, weaving them into a crown of daisies. That's so cute. Often symbolized by a wheel of fire rolling down the road, should we notify our next of kin. Sandalphon is also known as the wheel of the divine chariot, and like his image in the card, he keeps our feet firmly planted on the ground while we embark on our journey of enlightenment. For this reason, Sandalphon is the ideal angel to call upon when you are doing any meditation or healing work. His grounding influence will deepen your experience and help you put your esoteric knowledge to practical daily use. With Sandalphon's super grounding influence, you will always feel safe and at home wherever you are on the earth. Thanks. Known as the patron angel of music, Sandalphon presides over the heavenly spheres and angelic choirs. He helps you embrace your gifts and make sweet music from your life. And that's why he's got a lute. L-U-T-E. He's probably got some L-O-O-T because he's an archangel. When you walk the planet, he probably understands what currency is. Bitcoin, though. Man, as soon as I heard cryptocurrency, all I could think of was Superman's dog. Okay, let's move on. Look, this is prayer. Having an archangel, look, all prayers are heard, all prayers are answered, but we don't see the whole picture, right? You know, reason sees in our lifetime. So, you know, for a femme fatale to turn to an archangel and say, all right, help me. Here's what I want. Here's what I need. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. But I know what's lighting me up from within, and I know what's feeling really good. Help me do this, right? To carry those prayers. I like him. Well, I like him. Bet I like him. Hi. Man, and he's like wearing a toga. He's practically doing the Angelina Jolie step out from the dress. I'm in. Yeah, I've been working with Adnachiel, Zadkiel, Barachiel, and Camuel. My Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus from the 5-card draws. This should be fun. So, let's move on. Let's get a Divine Animals Oracle. Everybody has totemic influences, spirit animals, and all of that, and it is my favorite Pantreon. It is my favorite pantheon. Please look at me so proud. This is my 4th reading for today. Ooh, still point. Save the best for last. Totemic override. as I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, please, beloved ones, who walks with us, who swims with us, who flies with us, who crawls with us, giving us the guidance, the grace, the wisdom, the power, the support, even the protection and the help with the prayer to help us alchemize the Femme Fatale in the 8th, this full to new. Snow Leopard, the Watcher. Snow Leopard, the Watcher. All right, feline, right? Not a lion, a leopard. But can a leopard change its shorts? I think it can. The turtle moves. The snow leopard, the Watcher. So, you know, it's not about pouncing on everything we see. It's okay. I'm very, very good. I'm very, very good with snow leopard vibe. Well, my archangel is Ariel, the lioness of gods, and kind of covers felines in general. What wouldn't you think? The Watcher. Take the high road. Do not sink to the level of low vibration. Well, that's a warning to the Femme Fatale in us, because we could go there with that. Observe the situation closely before acting. Being silent is an option. Ethics is the #1 concern. It is best not to continually draw attention to yourself just for the sake of filling up your ego. I feel a little naked. How about you? A little mystery is a good thing, but honey, I'm Virgo. Virgo power, cross your legs. Now I'm good. I just want to make it look good. That's all. I'm on camera every day. Okay, so let's look at the magic. Snow leopard magic is all about the power of being the silent watcher. Western society is an extroverted one with the emphasis on the individual and on being seen. Meow. Yet there is much advantage to examining things quietly and observing before making decisions. Taking your time and observing a situation before you decide the next step is wise. Slow down. Right? Make the prayer, right? Nurture yourself and nurture whatever is lit inside of you with that ace of flames, the one of flames on the inner, and that 10 of cups. I mean, something has triggered you, but it feels like a good way, right? I'm not getting a yucky feeling about any of this. Snow leopard magic is mysterious and ethical and can be used when you need assistance in taking the righteous path. Now, that word righteous is really triggery for a lot of my pagan friends, and I don't blame them. A lot of people have been tortured to death. A lot of my people have been tortured to death in the history of witchcraft over righteousness. You know, right? Not so much. But the original meaning of the word means it's actually the opposite of abuse, right? Abuse, right use. But it became righteous. Tricky, right? The original meanings of words I find very, very helpful, particularly when dealing with ancient magics, particularly of the totemic nature. So, we've got 2 cards left, and you might have been saying, if you've been watching me for a while, hey, Mark, where's the Metcon Healing Mantra card? They told me to move it to the second to last card, and it makes a heck of a lot more sense this way, I gotta say. They're so cool. So, a Metcon Healing Mantra from the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly to help you. A little mantra goes a long way if you work it, and I lock my mantras into these 4 pieces of jewelry, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, my rings on here, and I work them every day, a little bit, but the shadow work, you know I take them deep, because I can. I'm a Pisces moon. Work, ready, breathe. Still point. Ascended Master Override. As I call to the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, please, beloved ones, 1 card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video, who perhaps you drew to this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra to help the Leo collective and the cross-watchers, and myself included, alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, our toxic to healthy of the Femme Fatale, this full to new. Receiving elation, I am born of infinite joy. We're removing obstacles to joy. And being the silent watcher, surprised this didn't come in when the snow leopard came. Power of now. Power of now. Eckhart Tolle, the silent watcher. Pretty sure he calls it the exact same thing. Brilliant. Brilliant. All of his work I love. But that's a good place to start. The power of now. I am born of infinite joy, receiving elation. Now remember what I said about the feminine vibe in general. Magnetic, right? The energy of the feminine is magnetic as opposed to electric. Boogie yoogie. So to receive this, and now this makes a bit more sense. Now look, the prayers may not be, oh Sandalphon, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? I mean, I guess it could be, you do you. But certainly with that energy of the watcher, right? To see things clearly, to do what needs to be done here, to depend upon your own energetic field when your dependency has been rejected. It could be a dependency on a check, right? A dependency on anything. So let's read this one. I kept shuffling because it's a very lovely, sweet, high vibe, receiving. Elation, here we go. I am born of infinite joy. And you know that's true of all of us. There's only one of us. You know that, right? It's all one. There's only like one spirit. It's not anybody's chi and prana is of a higher or lower quality than others, except in an illusion, right? I'm born of infinite joy. You know, when elation is received, joy becomes your natural state of being. Eckhart Tolle, he says that's our core. It is joy. In elation, you are aligning with the ecstatic nature of the universe to live each moment with renewed passion and purpose. Amen. Elation helps you enjoy your human journey as it is right now without projecting your fulfillment onto the anticipation of future pending outcomes. And that makes sense with, let's just say, I don't want to say the passivity, but of that taking care of yourself, the nurturing there to remove the obstacles, right? Mothering yourself. Or maybe there is a feminine energy in your life. And, you know, another way to look at this is sometimes when we get an archetype, we're dealing with someone else who has that archetype a lifetime, where we might just have it for a reason, because it's in a contract that we're dealing with reason, season, or lifetime. So interesting vibe here. But with Sandalphon, I mean, pretty 500 years. I hope you got good car insurance. How are you going to make that? How are you going to climb that? Just pick me up, sweetheart. Honey, sweetheart. Woof. Sorry, I get distracted by tall blondes. This mantra is ideal for increasing the flow of creative inspiration. There we go, creation on the inner, elevating the immune system, and being more present. I love that. Particularly with the silent watcher, because you can't be the silent watcher anywhere but here and now at any given moment. All right. I am born of infinite joy. Why, thank you. How nice of you, how kind of you to notice. Our last card down. For the last read of the day, the Blessed Bee, Lucy Cavendish, a Celtic deck, but I consecrated the deck to the pantheons of all pantheons from all traditions, lineages, and cultures. This is the gold hidden within the lead. A little clue, a little tip, a little hint about the blessing already in play, but, you know, sometimes it just feels like a curse step by step until it's not anymore. And you go, oh my God, that was a blessing, right? You have to go location, right? All right. Shall we? Oh, and once this card hits the table, and I read it from the bookie book, because the prayers are amazing in this book, and the cards are gorge. I'll do the blessimation as usual, but then we're going to talk about private sessions and Patreon and stuff like that, because I'm just so freaking thrilled that I've made it this far. Shall we? Let's get your blessing, our blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. We end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the pantheon of all pantheons, requesting a delegation from all traditions, lineages, and cultures for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video, who have attended this reading, attenda, please, what is the gold hidden within the lead, the light at the end of the tunnel, the blessing already in play? to help us, give us some guidance, some grace, some hope, so that we can alchemize the Femme Fatale in the 8th creation on the inner, 10 of Cups on the outer, removing obstacles with nurture, the prayer of Sandalphon, the Snow Watcher, the Silent Watcher of the Snow Leopard, receiving elation, because we are born of infinite joy, this beautiful, full to new, a blessing of forgiveness. There is no healing without forgiveness. I am a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles, which belongs to no religion or tradition. It is a course of spiritual self-study in spiritual psychotherapy. It's amazing. It's pure non-dualism. We're all one. Everything else that appears not all one, ain't it? It ain't real. Oh, a blessing of forgiveness. Talk about an alchemy read. Okay, forgot where the book was. That took me by surprise. But the Course also says all lessons are forgiveness lessons. You learn it once and then you generalize it to every other thing in your experience. And did I just open to the page? I opened up exactly to the page. Okay. See, it still throws me. At least you got an owl. Lovely red hair. This is a long one, folks. Buckle up. This is a long one. But see, the thing about blessings is, whether you do them silently or aloud, those blessings come through your energy field and out into the world. So you receive the blessing first. Yeah. And that's why the more blessings you give, the more blessings you have to give. Ready? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Transmit. Card number 31, a blessing of forgiveness. A blessing to be able to be free of the burden of grudges and vengeance. A prayer to help you open up to the blessing that is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tricky beast. And yes, for all it is a gentle word, it is a great beast, forgiveness. For when we seek to forgive, we must wrestle with the wrongdoing that lies at the heart of our resistance to let go of the pain we are holding on to. When we need to forgive, it is often that we are too raw, too far away from justice to be able to even touch the sides of the balm of forgiveness. Yet staying angry for long periods of time can develop into a compacted bitterness. And bitterness is a gall to all who wish to live freely. It is a struggle to forgive when we are in the midst of the fallout of another person's actions. There is a great deal of victim blaming within our cultures, but in older times, in the Celtic world, there was restorative justice, and it would have gone a long way to forgiveness. In the Old Testament worldview, which has influenced our legal systems and our cultural ways of addressing wrongs, punitive justice is the main form, and forgiveness comes about usually after a wrong has been righted. But what can we do when the wrong is still very much alive, and to forgive another seems to be diminishing their harm and their potential harm to others? Justice and forgiveness must work hand in hand, and in this blessing they will now begin to entwine, so that while you begin to forgive first yourself for whatever wrong was done to you, there is often an element of self-blame. There was once another way. To restore what was taken through right action. And thus, the path to forgiveness was free from vengeance. In numerous New Age philosophies, responsibility is apportioned to the individual who is suffering time and again. How did you attract this? Is asked, and this is wrong and damaging and in some cases cruel and unethical. First, know that whatever wrong was done to you, it's not your fault. And begin the work of forgiving yourself, because though others may be mean, to ourselves we can be absolutely cruel and vicious, though we may never voice it in the outside world, because we're Leos. Ready? Breathe. May the blessing of this self-forgiveness be bestowed upon you now, dear friend. Know you will gently untangle the doubt and recriminations that have settled like thorns about your heart and invaded your mind's peace. And as you begin to forgive yourself, you will also begin to find forgiveness for the injustices you have endured. For in that forgiveness and acceptance, the ability to know clearly what wrongdoing was done, you will begin to return to yourself. you will be wiser, yet unpoisoned. Slowly, may the pain and the bitter buds wither, and in their place may you be reborn, honestly able to remember, wiser, in order to prevent this event taking place again, and able to recall without pain, and bringing back to you the threefold that was taken by another. May you be free of the pain at last. Let the anger burn down into coals from which you phoenix-like can arise. And know you have forgiven. Forgiven the other for their dark gift. Forgiven life. And most of all, delivered the pure medicine of forgiveness to yourself. There is no alchemy without forgiveness. It is the universal solvent, but it also depends on which version of forgiveness we have learned, because there's always a higher truth. So, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. How's that for a little Femme Fatale blessing for you? Did you like it? Thumbs up like it. Do you like the new music? We called it Underworld Catwalk. There's a whole story behind it. We're gonna make videos, I have a feeling. And this does make sense. A femme fatale, right? You know, there's this inspiration in us. Obviously, the past has something to do with some unforgiven business, but, you know, we could be a little trepidatious about getting too excited about something for something that might be brand new that we're chewing on. So it makes sense. Nurture ourselves. Pull back a little bit. Slow down. Pray. Call it the sandal phone because, why not? He's big. There's not much astral glide on the planet. And be the silent watcher. Call in the snow leopard and look up like the natural habits. Like Google snow leopard. You'll see where the vibe comes from. And the mantra. What a wonderful mantra. A wonderful mantra. I am born of infinite joy. We are. And that can really show us where we are on a journey here. And that there is forgiveness. And chances are that forgiveness is for ourselves as much as anybody else. But the Course in Miracles, by the way, also forgiveness is an illusion, but it is the only illusion that heals, because if we're all one, who's forgiving who? I know it's a lot. Pure non-dualism is a lot, but I'm into it. That's my higher truth that, you know, trying to anchor here in these readings. So I hope it helped. And remember, if you want to get the discount, just give it a shot. Come Patreon on Patreon. It's so much fun. The daily check-ins alone are worth it. So, you know, $3 seeker. If you subscribe, you get the dailies, you get the extendeds, and you get the exact same discount on private sessions as all of the other signs do. Yes, it is on my website, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I will say, Leo's creative forces that you are, check it out for yourself. I am in big support of Patreon because Patreon's in big support of me. And if you want to book me for a private session, the new video is made. It explains everything. It's also all on my website in the store. Private Sessions with Mal is the name of the video. There is a link in the description box. I changed my prices for the 25th anniversary. So it explains the Patreon thing. It explains traveling. It explains doing it on Zoom, recording it, not recording it, just all of the different options, but it keeps it simple and clean. And you can actually pay me there on Stripe, but I will always take PayPal. I will always take Venmo. And I will always work with people. If they can't afford me at my top dollar, that's okay. Where there is a witch, there is a way. And that is always how I have been. Remember, I am a Virgo. I am here to serve. I just make it look like a lion a lot. So, yeah, reach out if you need a private reading. And check out, there's a lot of good stuff in my description box. I put a lot of stuff, some hidden gems along the way down there, so go check it out. But most importantly, I feel very, very touched by this reading. Because, yeah, I still have my own forgiveness work to do, can you imagine? And that's what shadow work is, really. And as we forgive a little bit, everything else shifts from lead to gold. So do it for you. Even, you know, what is this about? And if you feel like commenting, please do. But otherwise, take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. Be the silent observer for a while. A little mystery goes a long way. with a Femme Fatale. So hang in there. I love you. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.